Right, Ronan MMA, welcome back to the channel. Now, in the lead-up of UFC 299, Aljamain Sterling has showed us, at the very least in my opinion, that he is the saltiest fighter on the roster, but not just that, that he is also a snitch, okay? Because in his most recent podcast episode, he revealed something that, in my opinion, was probably given to him in confidence, and he just went and exposed it to the entire internet for some podcast content, okay? And it's something that, if you were planning on making a bet for the main event for UFC 299, of course, we got Sean Omalley facing off against Marlon Chito Veras. You might want to hear it. Now, maybe, just maybe, he's planting some disinformation on purpose, but I don't know that Aljamain Sterling is that good of an actor. So first, we're going to react to a clip of Aljamain Sterling being unbelievably salty while trying to assure you that he isn't, and then we are going to talk about him snitching and revealing something from Marlon Chito Veras' team that, again, in my opinion, dude, if I was the guy that told Aljamain Sterling this information, if it is true, I would be absolutely livid that he went and exposed it on a podcast that gets broadcasted to YouTube and theoretically could be seen by millions of people. Do you know what I mean? So let's play that first clip and I'm going to react to that, and then we're going to look at the clip of him snitching, dude, okay? You would think, with all due respect, you would think someone of Aljamain Sterling's complexion, he might know not to snitch, okay? But apparently not.
Smart. He's got to pick his shots. I think he's the more skilled fighter, but I think Chito has. Yeah. I think O'Malley's the more skilled fighter. And I've said this from a while ago.
Okay, so he wants you to know. He's talking about the matchup, obviously, and who he thinks will win, how he thinks it might play out. He thinks Sean O'Malley's the more skilled fighter. Good to go. But you can see the salt emanating from his body right now, just spewing out of his pores, okay? This guy is... It's like we're in the 1500s. And Aljamain Sterling hasn't discovered refrigeration yet, or freezing, right? So he thinks that the only way to preserve oneself is to just completely douse them in salt. But either way, let's continue.
But I think overall, I think Chito's had the tougher tests in general.
So he thinks Marlon Chito Veras had the tougher test, and I don't even think that this is a crazy take. Of course, Sean Omalley fought Petr Yan. Of course, Sean Omalley fought Aljamain Sterling and beat them both, right? No matter what you think of the decision against Petr Yan, he did officially get the win. And Marlon Chito Veras has faced off against guys like Frankie Edgar, like Pedro Munoz, like Jose Aldo, and, you know, many others. So Aljamain Sterling thinks that Chito Vera, has had tougher tests throughout his career on his path to the belt than Sean Omalley has. Now let's continue.
Like, you could say he had the best test, O'Malley, in fighting myself. But really, was that the best version of me?
But really, was that the best version of me? So immediately, dude, he cannot just accept the loss, okay? He just can't. And I understand that the UFC kind of forced his hand to do a quick turnaround because he thought he was going to get a lot of pay-per-view points and what have you from Sean Omalley and their fight, and he lost, dude. It's unfortunate, but he is just literally unwilling to give Sean Omalley credit for beating him because in his mind, Sean Omalley didn't really fight Aljamain Sterling. He fought some diminished bullshit version of Aljamain Sterling, which is crazy because... either way, let's continue.
I'm just trying to give people not, oh, you're still salty. Bro, I don't give a flying
Bro, the voice, the voice that he does, the mocking voice, to pretend to be the person or the people who call him salty, to me is point proof positive fucking that you do care, that you are salty, okay? Because if you weren't, those comments wouldn't matter to you. Do you know what I mean? Also, dude, something that I don't understand. Why the fuck won't you just admit it, dude? Who gives a shit? You should be salty, okay? Like I just said earlier, the UFC kind of forced your hand into making a quick turnaround to fight Sean Omalley. You fucking lost your belt. Do you know what I mean? You lost, and you didn't get an immediate rematch. I'd be fucking salty. Just admit it, dude. Who gives a shit? Yeah, actually, I am salty, dude. I was the multiple-time defending bantamweight champion. The UFC forced my hand to do a quick turnaround against their fucking golden boy, and I went out there and lost. I wanted an immediate rematch, but I didn't get that. Yeah, I'm salty. Of course I'm fucking salty. It makes all the sense in the world to be salty, Aljamain, pardon me, dude. Just chill. Do you know what I mean?
I really do not give two shits. I don't care. Like, the amount of no shits that I give is...
Bro, the amount of no shits that he gives is less shits than a codeine addict might give you on any given day. Okay? Perhaps Aljamain Sterling, the amount of shits that you give might have something to do with your salt intake, brother. You might need to up the water intake to go along with it. You might just be fucking dehydrated, dude. Do you know what I mean? If you're giving no shits, you might be dehydrated. Okay, so maybe you should find that balance in your diet. But rest assured, guys, he doesn't care. He's not salty, and he wants you to know it. He couldn't give two shits. The amount of shits that he gives is
you're saying it, so it must mean you really care. Dude, I'm trying to give you guys the inside scoop.
Guys even fucking counter-arguing himself with the counter-arguments that somebody might put out. Like, he is clear. He thinks about this, okay? Which, in my opinion, it's just proof that you are salty. But that's okay to be salty. I don't understand. What's with the stigma on being a salty motherfucker, okay? It's fine. But either way, dude, let's move on.
If you showed them the...
All right, now that we've gotten the salty part out of the way, I just thought it was funny, okay, that he is objectively, at the very least it seems so, salty, okay, and is just unwilling to admit it, unwilling to give Sean Omalley credit for the best win of Sean O'Malley's career. Do you know what I mean? It's a little weird, but either way, dude. Now we are going to move on to the part of Aljamain Sterling snitching, okay, which, again, I found unbelievable that he would release this information to the public, because it's like, whether or not that, you know, I'll play it for you and then we'll talk about it. But all right, here we are talking about Aljamain Sterling being a snitch, dude. A snitch. Straight up snitch. And I'm going to play the clip for you, and I've got a couple of things to say about it, because I found this to be fucking unbelievable. And I don't know how many people really even saw this, because I don't think Aljamain Sterling's podcast gets a whole lot of views. With all due respect, I'm not trying to be a dick. Do you know what I mean? But I still wouldn't reveal this information that was clearly given to me by an inside source. Again, unless he is intentionally spreading disinformation, maybe as an attempt to, you know, throw some people off when it comes to the main event. But I don't know that Aljamain Sterling's that good of an actor. I mean, actually, how could I say that when he gave one of the best acting performances we have ever seen inside that octagon? But when it comes to verbal acting, I don't know how good he is. But let's play the clip and then we'll talk about it as we go, dude.
And I feel like Chito has that. The only thing I'm concerned about is I'm hearing through the grapevines that he didn't really have a great camp, or a lot of guys to train with.
I'm hearing through the grapevine that he didn't really have a good camp from a lot of guys he's training with. Now, one of Marlon Chito Veras' main coaches is Jason Prillo. Jason Prillo may not coach out of New York, but he is a New York guy, okay? So it is actually plausible that Jason Prillo, or even guys that train with Jason Prillo, could be talking to guys from Team Serra-Longo. Now, Aljamain Sterling, in my opinion, is a fucking moron for revealing this information to the public in a podcast, okay? No smirk, no nothing, arms crossed. Doesn't seem like he's faking it. Doesn't seem like he's lying. There's no real tells, okay? However, Marlon Chito Veras' teammates are even more fucking retarded, okay? They should be kicked out of the... Why are you fucking telling outsiders this information? Do you know what I mean? And it almost seems like he's not saying the full thing. Like, he actually knows a little bit more than that, which if that is the case, then good on Aljo for not exposing an injury or something along those lines. But you should be keeping your mouth fucking quiet, period. Do you know what I mean? And again, I thought this was an interesting bit. If you were somebody that was planning on betting, right, on Marlon Chito Vera as an upset victory, or you make content or whatever, and you wanted to pick Marlon Chito Vera for a video or anything like that, this might be information that would be of interest to you. Because if you were thinking that, and you had all these reasons why you think Marlon Chito Vera could potentially upset Sean Omalley, but then you find out he has a dog shit camp, which, you know, he kind of says it without saying it. There's only really one, or, you know, maybe a handful of reasons one might have a bad training camp. But the main one, in my opinion, would be an injury. Do you know what I mean? So he essentially exposes that Marlon Chito Vera actually has something going on right now that is in it, like, it has fucked with his training camp to the point where he's heard from multiple training partners of Marlon Chito Vera that he has had a bad training camp. And I just don't understand the mentality of exposing this online in a podcast that's going to be broadcasted to, you know, thousands of people are going to view it, but theoretically everybody could see this. Something like this could literally sway the betting lines. It's fucking mind-blowing to me. You know, if a teammate of another fighter who I didn't have a problem with, I mean, I guess they're all in the same weight class, so maybe Aljamain Sterling doesn't like Marlon Chito Vera because it is a potential opponent one day. But if somebody gave me inside information like that, that's even bigger of a... Dude, fuck Marlon Chito Vera's teammates. Whoever told Aljamain Sterling this bullshit. Why would you tell a potential enemy? You know what I mean? Shit like that. But either way, if somebody told me something like that in confidence, I'm not going to go and expose it to the fucking world. Do you know what I mean? Training is training. That shit's supposed to be kept secret, point blank, period. Or to a certain extent anyways. You're not supposed to be bragging about it. You're not supposed to be revealing injuries of a guy that's one half of the main event for a championship bout. Do you know? It's just weird to me, right? So I hope that Aljamain Sterling is not correct here. But I just thought it was insane that he was essentially snitching on Marlon Chito Vera and exposing to the world via, firsthand information from Marlon Chito Vera's teammates that he had a shit training camp leading up to the biggest fight in his life, right? It's just crazy to me.
Chito.
With Chito, yeah. So,
oh, wow.
I don't know how true that is. So with that said, I'm leaning towards...
I don't know how true that is. So maybe Marlon Chito Vera's teammates are intentionally spreading disinformation and they know Aljamain Sterling's a loudmouth who would probably go and speak about it on his podcast or what have you. I don't know, dude. I don't know that plans and strategies get done like this through training camp. I don't know that you would be like, hey, teammate, tell this dude that I'm fucking injured, because he'll probably say it on his podcast. I don't know. Seems to me like Aljamain Sterling just revealed something that he probably shouldn't have, and then tried to couch it by saying, I don't know how true it is, but but with that being said, I am leaning O'Malley, which is what he goes on to say. But regardless, dude, as I said in the opening, Aljamain Sterling, saltiest fighter on the roster, dude. In my opinion, he has taken the #1 spot above Joe Pyfer, because something that I appreciate with Joe Pyfer is that he will acknowledge that he's fucking salty and grumpy and has a bone to pick with you guys. Do you know what I mean? Whereas Aljamain Sterling will fight to the death to defend the fact that he is not salty, even though he said himself he can't shit, okay, which means he's probably dehydrated, too much salt, not enough water, okay? Also, just admit it, dude. I don't fucking get it. Who cares if you're salty? I'd be fucking salty. Everybody would be salty, okay? If you lost your championship belt to a guy that really kind of got, fucking babied to the title and got to, pick the date and all this shit, I'd be salty. I would be. And then I don't get an immediate rematch even though I was the long reigning champion. Yeah, I'd be salty too. But I wouldn't be a fucking snitch, okay? So Aljamain Sterling, give your head a shake. What are you doing, dude? Don't be releasing information that was given to you in confidence. And also, dude, stay salty. Like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. I will see you at the next video. Bye-bye.